Okay, so it's the Clark the Shark show, and I'm still laying in bed. My video got truncated by my lack of data. But I'm talking about several issues today. The girl who stabbed the manager at McDonald's. Talking about that, but I already talked about that earlier in another video. But I'm talking about, this is part 2 of why was Douche Grohl not at Ozzy event. Now, Douche Grohl, of course, for those of you who don't know who Douche Grohl is, he was the drummer of a 3-piece grunge band called the Douchebag Effect back in 1991. And of course, they featured on guitar and lead vocals a guy named Blake Douchebag, an amazing, gifted, and talented guy, liberal guy, Democrat guy, signed by liberal Democrat David Geffen record label. Yeah, that is what that is, you guys. And of course, Hollywood is all liberals. And then people are like, well, Shark, liberals must be really talented. They get all the record deals. Yeah, I mean, you guys, I might actually be a liberal myself and not even know it. But I'm not liberal enough for liberals. I've been trying to explain this for 30 years to people. Like, you got to be a real Democrat liberal who's all these ducks in a row. You check out all the boxes of the litmus test of liberalism. And every now and then, a guy like Kid Rock comes along, or Ted Nugent, or some right-winger gets signed. And of course, they have to hide it or something, keep it veiled. Mel Gibson. I could go down the list of people who would be at Fox News or something. If they weren't an actor or musician, they might be a journalist. And then they'd end up like Hannity or Jesse Waters or Greg Gutfeld or O'Reilly or one of those. And they'd have all that and they still wouldn't know what they're talking about, you guys, because you should only listen to people that are 5'5", 5'6". They're the only people that know anything, because we are the people, the forgotten, the bullied, the neglected and ignored. It doesn't matter if we're right or left. That's irrelevant, you guys. We are often the real people out there doing the dirty jobs, cleaning swimming pools or, plumbing or electrical or something. We're just, loser douchebags. And supposedly Douche Grohl speaks for all of us. Blake Douchebag, for the last 30, 40 years, they've been telling you he speaks for the little man, like the Democrats. They speak for Clark the Shark. Well, if that were true, don't you think Clark the Shark would agree and tell you? I'm not saying the MAGA Republicans or Trump, they speak for me. I'm just saying they speak better for me than liberals do. Yeah, you guys, I mean, that's how I see it. I'm not saying, who knows, dude? It just, liberals think in Hollywood or wherever liberal Democrats go, they're like, we're going to screen out all the people like Clark the Shark because he's kind of got some good stuff, but he's not one of us. So they're always looking for one of them. And then Kanye West, the black hip-hop rapper guy with the Kardashians, he tries to articulate this in his own way, and then he just ends up blabbing off the handle like Mel Gibson, talking about Jewish people and, how Jewish people control everything. And he doesn't realize that might or might not be true, but that's irrelevant. Liberals control everything. If I could talk to Kanye West, I'd say, dude, there are Christians, people who believe in Christ, God, that are every bit as bad as Jewish people or Muslims or atheists. you guys. Liberalism, Democrat, socialism is something I can't even put my finger on exactly what it is right here on the Clark the Shit Show. But I know one thing about them. They are all always united against the true people, like the people who may not be perfect, like Trump, but more speak for the truth. Trump isn't perfect, you guys. He probably did hang out with Epstein and all that. But that's not, that doesn't make it okay that Bill Clinton and a bunch of liberals hung out with Epstein too. I'm not talking about any of that. I'm just saying the liberals are quick, like Chucky Schumer, Pelosi, and AOC, and Bernie Sanders, and Newsom. They're always quick to jump on faults for the last 50, 60 years, Watergate. And then they don't, they look away from everything Bill Clinton does, or everything that LBJ did or JFK did. And, they just want you to think about Eisenhower, how bad he was, or you don't think about Truman and Roosevelt and all the fucked up shit they did. It's that damn Hoover. What was his name? Back in the 20s, Coolidge, Hoover. It's their fault. Liberals are always... I don't spend my life really saying it's all Obama's fault or it's all Clinton's fault. It is their fault, you guys. They're stupid and Democrats do dumb things. But to talk about it is like beating a dead horse. Liberals should be honest and say, yeah, we're fuck-ups. Clinton and Obama fucked up. Just like Bush, just like Trump, just like Nixon, we're all fuck-ups. That's the real truth. Instead of always pointing at the other party right here on the Clark the Shit Show. Am I right or am I right, you guys? I'm probably right. And I'm laying in bed, of course, here on Saturday, July 12th, doing that thing I'm expert at. I think my whole show is going to come here from bed now. I'm like Brian Wilson. I don't get out of bed, you guys, anymore. I figured nobody's paying me, so I'm just going to stay here and do the Clark the Shark Talk radio show from my bed forever. But I want to talk about Douche Grohl. I admit, the guy, he goes into a studio in 1994, 95, and he plays all the instruments on an album. Just by himself. He's talented. He is. To play drums, guitar, and all that, write all those songs, you got to be. But so is Clark the Shark. I did the same thing in 1992, 91, 90, before him, even way back in 1985 when I was 20. And, there's a lot of people that know this in the South, not just in the South Bay, Redondo, Torrance, but everywhere. People in Massachusetts and shit. But, God's like, yeah, Shark, well, for some reason, I didn't want anyone to know about you. I wanted them to know about Douche Grohl. And I'm like, okay, fair enough, God. You want the world, you want Douche Grohl to have hookups and connections, and you want the world to know about another liberal. Like, we need more liberals. And God's like, well, I can't help that, Sharky. Liberals run the show on Earth. It's ruled by Satan, the devil, remember? Yeah, dude, that's genius. We're all here on an Earth ruled by Satan. That's fucking cool. Great. And the only way to get out of this is to pray to God. And, dude, that is pretty technical. How about just make all heaven? And God's like, no, there'd be no free will, and that wouldn't be fair, and that would be boring, and I don't want that. I want you to choose me, Clark the Shark, and pray to me. I'm like, I'm the same way, God. I wish they would all choose me and pray to me. But unfortunately, some people maybe do or don't. I don't know. But Douche Grohl wasn't at Ozzy. This guy's everywhere, you guys. And I know why. I only had to think about this for 1 or 2 minutes. And it's because Sharon Osbourne banned him from the final Black Sabbath Back to the Beginning thing. It's the only answer I can think of. She put out the word backstage, don't let that guy in. And all of you are like, well, why, Sharky? What's wrong with Douche Grohl? And it's because he cheated on his wife and kids. And to Douche Grohl, this is no big deal. He just goes on making songs. You know, it's like when Blake Douchebag died in 1994. It literally within a few months, he's in the studios, smiling, laughing, starting a new band. And I'm like, what a fucking dick, dude. That's disrespectful, number one. Number two, you don't do that. And then there's people like Sharky, life goes on. You keep on rolling. Well, life might go on and keep on rolling for liberals, but we conservatives, we MAGA people that you liberals call us, we brood and get angry and stop and think, unlike Douche Grohl. And, you know, the liberals will be waiting for Douche Grohl a few years later. It's not like he has to hustle. He'll always have hookups and connections in Hollywood. So what's the hurry? Oh, I know the hurry. It's to get your face on camera and to promote yourself all day long. Am I right or am I right? Here on the Clark the Shit Show, 1-800-449-8255, the Sharkalama Ding Dong, Sharkadoodle Doo, the Wolfman Jack on crack. MAGA guy, but not really, you guys. I'm more of a pragmatic, in the middle, regular guy. You know, a lot of MAGA people, Trump people, Republican people, they don't even know what they are. They're just like, we don't like liberals. And some of them are bullies. Some of them are dicks and assholes. And they don't deserve to be a MAGA person or a Republican or any of that. You know, they just, I don't know what to say, you guys, right here on the Clark the Shit Show. But I do know this. All liberals and Democrats, it doesn't matter if you're nice, it doesn't matter if you're a bully, you end up one and the same in the end, at the end of the game. Because they pretend they're saving the world. They pretend they care, and they really don't. They just care about, like Douche Grohl, being on TV, doing interviews, showing how busy and how important he is and how funny and irreverent he is. But Sharon Osbourne said, you ain't fucking getting into Sabbath. You cheated on your wife, and that's the end. And I don't like Sharon Osbourne either. I think she's a fucking liberal piece of shit. But in this case, she was right to tell Douche Grohl to stay away from Ozzy. You're not welcome here, douche. And I know I've made other videos about this, but Mrs. Grohl, Jordan, what are you still doing with that guy? You didn't listen to Cameron Diaz and all your Hollywood liberal girlfriends who tell you to leave that guy? So are you a glutton for punishment, Jordan? You think you're really going to work things out with Douche Grohl? You think he's going to stop cheating on you and your 3 daughters? Really? Oh, don't worry, Sharky. It's none of your business. Well, it's people like you, Jordan, that make this world bad. It's kind of like the wife-beating syndrome. You keep on making the same mistake, kind of like the Edmonton Oilers playing the Panthers. Connor McDavid did an interview, and he said, we just keep on trying the same thing. It doesn't work. Well, that's because the Florida Panthers are that good. They make you into that, where, you know, they got good coaching with Paul Maurice, and they can take even the greatest team in Russia and make them beat their heads against the wall and not be able to do anything. Right here on the Clark the Shit Show. And your husband, Douche Grohl, is kind of like the Florida Panthers, but in a bad way. He's got you, Jordan, believing something. I'm not sure what, but whatever it is, it's wrong, and you need to get away from him. And if Sharon Osbourne is saying this behind the scenes, and she's calling your girlfriends like Janine Garofalo and Cameron Diaz, and who are these other washed up has-been liberal actresses and around Beverly Hills, you need to listen to them and get away from Douche Grohl. Because if it's good enough for Sharon Osbourne, it should be good enough for you, sweetie, and your 3 daughters. You shouldn't want your 3 daughters exposed to this. Now, what the hell is Shark talking about? Exposed to what? Everyone cheats, Sharky. It's part of Americana. We're all scumbags. You too, Shark. Well, you know what? I don't cheat on my wife, Valita. You know, I might watch fucking porn or jack off, but I don't go physically find a new girl behind my wife's back. I certainly don't have a baby with her. And it's not like this was a one-time fling, Jordan. Mrs. Grohl, I'm talking to you. Your husband must have had sex with this girl, this Jennifer Young, a lot. He didn't just bone her, fuck her one or two times. He got her pregnant. And then how stupid is Douche Grohl to fuck a chick, leave it in, and get her pregnant? Oh, what's wrong, Douche Grohl? Are you mad because you didn't have a son? You know, like been a son, like Blake Douchebag wrote? Is that what you were doing? Your wife's getting old, so you can't have any more kids, so you go and find a rent-a-baby maker, maybe, perhaps? Douche Grohl? Oh, Shark, this is such a tragic family issue. Don't talk about it so callously and cavalierly. Well, to me, it's not. I take this fucking shit serious. You don't cheat on your wives and or girlfriends or fiancés. And you liberals out there, you disgusting hypocrite pieces of shit, always talking about Trump and always talking about Republicans and how evil and greedy and bad they are. And oh, those rich people. Oh, those tax breaks for the rich. You guys are still supporting Douche Grohl, liberals. Are you really? I'm not even going to bring up that his music's mediocre and he's really legacy rock now. He's from yesterday. He's not from today, 30 years ago and shit. I'm not even going to talk about that. His music never really was that good anyway, you guys. But liberals cling to something in the media or in the news or in Hollywood or Beverly Hills that makes them look good and makes them feel good and puts perfume and Band-Aids on liberalism. You don't want any Anthony Wieners. You want a Douche Grohl, don't you, liberals? Well, how do you support this fucking guy now? Maybe Cameron Diaz and Garofalo and all those liberal Hollywood Me Too women are right. They are correct. The guy's a piece of shit, and Jordan Blum needs to leave Douche Grohl. And Jordan, you're being kind of a dirtbag by staying with this guy. And you three daughters, you should be like, our dad's a piece of shit. Fuck him. We ain't talking to him. I don't care if you're liberal or conservative doing that, but that is how you should be. This guy cheated on your mom right here on the Clark the Shit Show. Did he or did he not? I'm talking to the daughters. I'm talking to Jordan Bloom. I'm talking to all you liberals and Democrats. Douche Grohl cheated on all of you, and you don't even care. You just look the other way and sweep it under the rug, don't you? I'm not saying MAGA or Republican people are perfect and they don't cheat. They do. And you shouldn't fucking support them either. Right here on the Clark the Shit Show. Am I right or am I right, liberals? Maybe this is your whole problem. You guys are liberal Democrat for tax and spend, and you hate the rich because you keep on making the same mistakes like the Edmonton Oilers and Connor McDumbass. You keep on trying the same shit and it doesn't work. It's more than the definition of insanity. It's the fucking definition of futility, liberals. Maybe you need to get wise and quit worshiping people like Douche Grohl. And I want to commend Sharon Osbourne, a person who I fucking hate. I hate Ozzy for being with her. I do, you guys. I hate anyone for being a friend of liberals or Democrats or any of that. But she's right this time. She banned Douche Grohl from the Ozzy Back to the Beginning Birmingham event and concert. And Mrs. Osbourne, mother of, I guess, 3 kids with Ozzy, I commend you, sweetie. Good job. And today, I hate you, Sharon Osbourne, a little bit less. And now I fucking kind of like you because you banned Douche Grohl from coming around Ozzy. You don't want that fucking shit around your husband. Right on, lady. You get a thumbs up from Clark the Shark. And any of you liberals out there, or Democrats, who turn your back on Douche Grohl, you don't have to watch Fox News or Hannity or come over to our side. I don't blame you if you don't. You'd fucking probably be right not to. But if you quit Douche Grohl and join some third party, with or without Elon Musk, I don't care. I commend you too. Don't fucking support a guy that cheats on his wife and kids. Who knows? Who knows? People with wives and kids aren't always perfect people, or people just with a lot of kids. Just ask the bully lady at McDonald's, who's gone now. I'm sad for her kids and I'm sad for her, but I kind of watched the videos of the girl that stabbed her, and I'm not saying she's right, that the chick was an idiot to fucking do that. But when she talked about how this boss manager at McDonald's was treating her, it resonated with Clark the Shark because I've seen it before. And bullying and being mean to people is on both sides. It's in MAGA and it's in blue Democrats too. It's more in Democrats. They're the ones that really do this. They're not really Christian or something, or, maybe that has nothing to do with it. Or maybe because they are Christian, they think that gives them the right to be mean to their kids. I don't know. But I know this, Sharon Osbourne, you did the right thing by banning and keeping Douche Grohl away from Ozzy, my friend. Rock on, sweetie. From Clark the Shark. And I'm out. Peace, baby.